Hello and welcome to the Halo Forge Epidemic. This is PsychoDuck, and I'm here diving into Halo 2 Anniversary's Forge mode within Halo the Master Chief Collection. Now, we're going to have lots of cool stuff coming your way in the next couple of hours, days, weeks, months about things like in-depth Forge tutorials, map features, custom game events, community spotlights, etc. But before we get into that, I just want to give you guys a little bit of an overview of what to expect from this new Forge mode. There's lots of cool new stuff here, and there is just a huge amount of potential, and I cannot wait to see what everyone can come up with in this new Forge. But I just wanted to give you guys a little overview. So the first thing you're going to want to know is about the canvases. Now there are 3 canvases in this game, and they are effectively blank slates. So the real point of there being 3 different canvases is mainly just to give you different visual flavors to kind of craft different themes on your map. So the first canvas is something pretty familiar, and that one is called Nebula. It's actually the skybox from Halo 4's Forge canvas Impact, and it is a very cool looking skybox, and it is going to give you a really unique theme, so don't be too disappointed that it's something that's, not entirely new. The second skybox canvas is called Skyward, and this is actually the skybox from Halo 2 Anniversary's map Zenith. And Zenith is, of course, a remake of Halo 2's Ascension. And this skybox is simply incredible looking. I mean, the detail is phenomenal, and it's just this, you see the Halo ring sprawling out below you, and it's actually moving relative to you, and it's just really cool looking, so that's really exciting. But the third canvas is the one I'm the most excited about, and this one is called Awash. Now Awash is cool because in addition to having a really cool skybox that gives a different visual theme from the other 2 canvases, it also has this flat plane of water. And the water is ankle deep, so you can walk around in it, but of course you can use kill zones to make it impassable. And the water just gives you a different option for building off of. Now, I'm going to be showing you guys a little thing I whipped up on Awash just to show you a little bit of what you can do in Forge. Of course, this was from 5 minutes of tinkering around, so I'm sure you guys will come up with much cooler stuff. But I just want to give you guys a little bit of an overview of some of the objects you have at your disposal and some of the other options. So let's dive into Forge. Alright, so here we are on Awash on this just little demonstration map that I threw together really quickly. I just wanted to experiment with some of the objects and then of course show you guys some of them. So right off the bat you'll notice we do have the Gun Goose, which is very cool. We have the Civilian Warthog, which you guys have probably seen in other videos by now, and the regular Warthog and all that good stuff. But this is just a little thing I slapped together really quick. But I just wanted to get a feel for how some of the new systems worked and how some of the new pieces worked. So these terrain pieces are really great, and I'm going to go into more detail on that in a little bit. But, just using the new magnets, or the improvements to the magnet system, the return of precision editing, all these tool improvements are really going to make Forge a little bit smoother and a little bit less frustrating for everyone, which is really great. So yeah, I just kind of slapped this thing together, but I started to throw down some of the objects that are new or a little bit different from what we're used to. So here are just some different variants on 5x5 and 5x1 blocks. Pretty straightforward. But this is the 10x10 block. Now we've always had a 10x12 Colosseum wall, but having this nice, really simple texture on a block of this size is really cool. We've never had a block this big before. You can also change the color on items like you're used to. The colors are very vibrant, very noticeable on these pieces, which is great. I think it's kind of cool. These look basically like a road, which is kind of nifty. So moving on, we have 2 new little bridge pieces here. We have the T-Junction and the Cross Junction. And keep in mind, guys, the bridges are the same size they were in Halo 4, the same dimensions. So it's 2 units between railings, not 2 units in total. Now over here is the corner 45, and this guy is pretty familiar, except that it is now curved, which looks pretty nifty. Here's the Y-cross we're used to, but here is a reversed version of it. So there are a lot of mirrored versions of asymmetrical objects, or reversed versions, and there's lots of cool stuff you can do with this. Here is the Walkway Large we're used to, and the large walkway cover. The Walkway Large has less of that clunky geometry down here, than it has in the past, which is cool. Here's the Brace Large, which has of course always been a staple of forging. It's a great, very versatile piece, and the texture wasn't very clean on these guys in Halo 4, but it is back to being very clean, so there's going to be a lot of utility for this item, just like there was in Halo Reach, which is very cool. Here's the strut, which just looks a little different than it has in the past, but pretty cool. Here is a race gate, and this is a new piece. There are large and small versions of this piece, and you can use it for race, obviously, as intended, or you can just use it to add some cool aesthetic flavor to your maps, so that's always cool. Here is a glass panel, and you know, there are several different sizes of these, and you can just use these as windows, which is cool. Here is a trim item, and there are 3 of these, of course, a small, medium, and large. And the large one's cool because it is, you know, just a really long, skinny piece, which have been kind of difficult to come by in Forge in the past. I think we can use these for things like creating cranes and the like, so that'll be cool. Here's a window Colosseum, just like it was in Halo 4, but with a nicer looking texture this time around. And here is a small window Colosseum, which is basically just a little part of the bigger one. You know, you can use it in different situations. Now here we have the ramp circular like we're used to, but we also have a mirrored version. So again, there are mirrored versions of all these asymmetrical items. So that's really cool. You can do a lot with that. Here is the ramp XL, which is just retextured to look very nice. It's always been a really useful piece. And then here we are getting into the terrain pieces. So you saw a little bit of what I made with that goofy little island over there. And, you know, that was just me playing around. But, you know, we have a flat piece, small, medium, large variants of all these. The small is pretty big if I walk around on it. You can see that lighting generates very, very fast this time around, so that's really great. So, you know, between the small, medium, and large of these terrain items, you can do a lot. We have cliffs, which are really cool looking. Of course, flipping these items upside down and whatnot, you get different shapes and textures, which is cool. And then we have these hill pieces, which are pretty chunky. And, you know, just, again, you combine these terrain items and you can do a lot of really cool stuff, which I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Here's a grass plane, which is just nice if you want a big, simple floor piece. We have the rock arch back from Forge World with a great looking new texture on it. We have several different varieties of trees here. I threw down a couple of them. And you know, there are so many objects here, I couldn't really show them all. So here I'm just going to show you guys, we now have the option for EMP explosives, which is pretty cool. You can do a lot of interesting things with that, I'm sure. We'll see those in lots of mini games as well as core maps. And here we go with some scripting. Now, scripting is, of course, the star of Halo 2 Anniversary's Forge, aside from the terrain editing, and we are going to have lots and lots of tutorials on this coming out very shortly, starting with the basics and then working our way up to more unique, more complex things that you can do with the scripting system. And yeah, so those will be very cool. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to give you as brief an overview of possible with all this new content. And I hope you guys are as excited as I am about Forge. I cannot wait to see what everyone comes up with. Can't wait to start featuring maps and playing customs and whatnot. So stay tuned for more tips and tricks, map features, custom games, and more right here on the Halo Forge Epidemic. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.